What's up, guys? This is Wenzes. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about the question, am I too much? So if you're an INFJ, you've probably asked yourself this question. Why does it seem like I'm always too much? Or if I would be myself, I would be too much for people. This is one of the main things that's keeping us from actually living out all the joy, all the happiness we could live out because of that. And the question is, first off, why are we asking ourselves this? Is this true? And how to deal with that? Do we have to just accept it? Or maybe say, well, once I, just dare to be too much, people will accept it. And so it's a very interesting topic that I think a lot of us think about and it goes through our head. And so I wanted to share it here and also open the discussion for it in the comments because I've seen how much is going on and how you all just share with each other and help each other. So the main thing is, are we being too much? And the answer, if you ask me, is in a lot of cases, yes, we are. We are. Because you have to understand all the relationships that you have are a mirror back to how you feel about yourself and how you show up in the world. So if I think I'm too much, I'm of course going to choose people who mirror back to me that if I would be all that I am, if I would dare to be seen, then they would be, put off. They would kind of leave. Our relationships would change and so on. That's a given. It's not something you make up. But I think what we underestimate is how much we actually choose those people based on that. Because in the end, one of the main reasons why we don't go out and really be are being ourselves is not so much that we're being too much, but because showing up is scary. Once you show up, you're not part of the group. Once you show up, you're not really adapting to the emotional atmosphere of the group, of your social circle, of what is being accepted. You're not getting loved that easily or at all. Most people are, with a negative mindset. It's not coming out of a place of judgment. It's a perception place. I heard, what was it? Christy Marie Sheldon said it too. It's not like that you have a problem with people and you're judging people and you say people are just, mean. But if you look around, most people are not that happy. And most people adapt to this social circle of what has to be. And don't think because you are, let's say, an outsider, you're not adapting to that. You're kind of playing still the role as the outsider of this society by not expressing who you are and what you want. Because you feel in the back of your mind, I'm an outsider and I'm not expressing who I am. And only because of that, I'm accepted in society. So of course you would feel if I would express everything that I am, if I would express all my thoughts and all my ideas and all my emotional states, then people would first off think I'm crazy, they will not understand where I'm coming from, and so on and so forth. And the truth is, yes, this will happen. Just most people are not aware of it. You have this emotional atmosphere with those unspoken rules, and once you express that, people will be put off. That's just what happens. Once I started expressing myself, for the first time, my friends told me, yes, you really are weird. You really are different. And before that, I kind of thought they didn't really know that much. And I also felt that, my relationships with them changed. Because the moment I kind of expressed myself, my preferences, what I wanted, who I was, took so much space up in my world that I couldn't absorb other people that easily. I couldn't absorb the social atmosphere that much. If I'm being small, I'm so aware of what the emotional atmosphere is that I can kind of adapt to it so well so I don't bother people. But, deep down, we all know there is more to that. There's more that I would like to express of who I am. And once you do that, you have to live with the consequences of, people saying, what's going on here? That's too much for me. That makes me think too much. I don't want to be there. I want to stay in my social circle. And these things even happen subconsciously. It's not that somebody will go up to you and say, it was really nice to know you, but now that I see what you're all about, it's it's too much for me and I'm going. But you'll see that people will react like this. They will feel oh, that's just weird. That's just not in alignment what I've been taught and who I am. And I was willing to pay that price. Like there's really a moment when you're like before that moment and after that moment. Like that's like a real thing. You can do it gradually, but the first time you dare to be seen, yeah, something happens with you. And it's a payoff that I was willing to take because I knew, yes, I will be open to people's rejection. I will not get the love because I'm adapting to the group. Because that's like a default love, so to say, a default exception. But the moment you show up, you're responsible for your happiness. And as I said, because of that, when you're in that state where you haven't really expressed yourself yet, and when you have those fears of being too much, you choose people around you who will, react this way, who will say, yeah, you're too much, and relationships will change or they go away. The moment you express yourself, and that has happened, everybody who you meet then will not think you're too much because they just know this version of you. They don't know anything else. And so the ones for whom you are too much, you're not even getting in their sphere. They're not even aware of you. They know, oh, there's something going on there, but they don't like take the time or the energy to look into you and to analyze you and then make that decision. You're just like too different for them to recognize. But people will recognize you who do not think you're too much, who are thankful for you for showing up, right? That's just what happens. And then I do not think I'm too much now. And I used to think that. And now I had certain things also with like when I went on dates or stuff like that. And I've made it a point to not hide who I am and what I believe in and what ambitions I have because I was so sick of people first off thinking I was like them and then realizing, no, I'm more. And then they cut me off their life. But now I have more friends than I ever had. And I mean like real friends. I'm not saying, oh, I have this social circle, that big social circle, and nobody knows me there. I have true friends who know me for not the version I was showing everybody while I was thinking I'm too much, but for the version that I really am, for the person that I am, that is integer and that is like the same with everyone. I still share certain parts with that person more than with that person, but I'm not hiding anything anymore, right? And so once I do that, like things just align. You'll see how you, just like that, are only interested in friendships who with people who want to see you be the best version of yourself. And I have friends, I have so many friends that I've had before, let's call this, before, expressing myself first and before that and now, and they're still my friends and we're very close. And actually I would say we're much, much closer because we have connected again on a new level. It's really for them, not only for them, I want to say for them, it's like they see a new person, but it's also for me. Because the moment I start expressing myself and, taking on the challenge of being too much because I know I cannot hold it in anymore, I tried my best and I wanted to succeed and I wanted people to like me and I did all I could do and it just wasn't enough. And then I thought I cannot do this anymore. I cannot pretend that this is what I am. So many people write me, well, I'm just too much ahead. If I would share myself, then people would just be completely put off. And that's a price I was willing to pay. I was willing to be completely alone in this world because why be loved for something that you're not? That's not there will always be something lacking. But the moment I can be myself and say, that's it, I'll just be that, and whoever wants to leave me, please leave me, because they weren't loving me in the first place. It's not even their fault. I was just never showing them who I was, right? And so once we have really the self-confidence to get that out and to say, well, people will think I'm a complete crazy person, and I'll say, let them think that. The people who really appreciate you for who you are, they will not think you're crazy. And everybody else, they should get out of your way. So the moment I expressed myself, my life, my emotional atmosphere was filled up by me. Before I was this small and let people in, and now I took in so much space. So naturally, it's not only that other people feel like they're talking to a new person, but for me, it was also like I was talking to a new person, because before I felt like I'm taking in so much of their emotional atmosphere, and it felt like so much closer, and there was so much tension in there, but also so much joy and so on. And now that I do this space, I cannot connect with people and take in who they are so deeply into me, because the biggest part is taken on by me. I felt so guilty about this. I felt this is inauthentic. So what, I'm supposed to give up close relationships? No. No, it's just that those relationships were too close. It cannot be that you feel other people's preferences than you feel your own. Like, how is your energy supposed to flow? How are you supposed to like live out your purpose and who you are if not, like, if you are not the biggest part in your life and what you like? So once I did that, all my relationships got better, because for the first time, people knew who I was about. And actually, for the first time, my friends, my family, they could actually really see me and they could appreciate me for who I am. Before, I was kind of just like trying to pretend to be that version that fits into their world. Of course, that wasn't always good. But the moment I did that, people understood what I was about, what I liked, what I didn't like. They might have thought, yeah, she's different, but still, she might be different, but that's her. Either I'm going to accept that and appreciate her for being different, or I'm not. And I thought, like, that's what happened to me. So many people like went away, and so many new people came, much more than before. Like you cannot even compare it. You cannot compare it. I feel alive. I feel like I'm living an epic life. So if you're somebody who feels like you're too much, that's because you're not expressing it yet. The moment you express it, the moment you are being too much, you'll have like a little transitional period. After that, that's like your new normal. There is no too much, because your entire environment will adapt to you. The people who really feel that's too much will go away, or you'll have a new relationship with them. And the people who think like, oh, that's so cool that she or he is so outspoken about that topic, will come to you. They'll see you. You're just exchanging, and you're exchanging and giving yourself the opportunity to grow more, to feel more, and to like you're giving yourself a chance to like really experience life to the fullest. So I would always say, if you feel you're too much, you haven't like crossed the border yet of expressing that, and like your environment will change, the people will change, your job will change, because suddenly you'll feel like, yeah, I did this, now I'm actually too big for my, what's the word, for my bridges? Is that like an expression? But that you feel I can actually take on more, and you'll take on things that you like, because once you're like, do this, you're so much more aware of your own preferences that you go for them. So yes, if you're feeling too much, then there's definitely a thing that the people around you will leave once you do it, once you really express everything. But that's exactly why you should do it, because those are not the people who know who you are. And as I said, there's always a great chance, and this happened to me too, that those relationships will change. It will be like you're talking to a new person, but those relationships are much more authentic. There's much less dependency, and it's overall a wonderful, wonderful thing. I wish you a great day, guys. I hope that helped you. Leave comments on it and like share your experiences. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I talk to you next time. Bye.